Mr. Jack, Assistant Chief Meteorologist David Heckard. Well, there are quite some similarities between the 2004 and the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season here in Florida. You may have seen some of the social media posts. It is true that 4 hurricanes actually had a very, very similar turn of events here in the Sunshine State. And let's first off talk about the 2004 Atlantic hurricane season. It was a very, very active year. We had a number of named storms, 9 hurricanes, 6 major hurricanes, and you can see Florida was really in the bullseye for some of the bigger activity. In fact, in the 2004 season, we had Hurricane Charlie, which made landfall in southwest Florida. Of course, it was a significant storm and produced extensive damage in parts of northern Lee and Charlotte County. And then just 43 days later, Hurricane Jeanne made landfall along the Treasure Coast of Florida, and it had quite a bit of damage in the East Coast and portions of Central Florida. Now, let's fast forward to our most recent season, the 2022 season, and you may see a chart that looks very similar here. Hurricane Ian made landfall September the 28th. It made landfall almost within a couple of miles of Charlie, very close to the Lee-Charlotte County line. Again, major damage. We did see significant issues in parts of Lee and Charlotte County. And sure enough, 43 days later, we had Hurricane Nicole, which did make landfall on the Treasure Coast, and once again, we had damage along the East Coast. But these the 4 hurricanes are a little bit different. It is a bit odd that we're talking about 2 hurricanes that impacted close areas within 43 days, but we can't really do an apples-to-apples comparison. One, Charlie was a very, very small hurricane. Its worst impacts were right along the core, whereas Ian was a significantly larger hurricane. It did a lot more damage, significant storm surge into portions of the Fort Myers Beach area. Jeanne was a big hurricane. It did do quite a bit of damage into portions of the Treasure Coast, Central Florida. But Nicole was an even larger system. In fact, it started subtropical, which means that the peak winds were actually away from the center. And because it started subtropical, it was a very large system to begin with, and that wind field expanded and included a good deal of the Florida Peninsula. Is there a reason for all this? It's just pure coincidence that we had 4 hurricanes and 2 of them hit in cycles 43 days apart. I'm Assistant Chief Meteorologist David Heckard for Channel 4, the local station.